Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of M, a Korean romance thriller from 2007. A prominent, up-and-coming author, Min-woo, readies his new, much-anticipated follow-up novel while suffering from some frequent nightmares and hallucinations. This unexplainable condition affects both his personal and professional life. Soon, he can't differentiate reality from fantasy and continues to have feelings of being chased. His own paranoia leads him to a cafe in a dark, unassuming alley and encounters a charming young woman named Mimi. Min-woo starts to wonder how he and this girl in front of him are connected and traces long-forgotten memories. Now, this is directed by Myung-se, the same guy who gave us Nowhere to Hide, which I reviewed recently. I saw M for the first time like 15 years ago, and from what I remembered, it was significantly better than this director's other films, at least the ones I've seen. So I wanted to rewatch this one. I did the other night, and it's even better than I remember. First and foremost, alright, this director has an excessively tricked out directing style. You know, if you've seen Nowhere to Hide, you know what I'm talking about. But this film's even a little bit different from that. His camera work and visuals, in my opinion, are better suited for a slow-paced genre bender like this. And I really need to emphasize that this film looks phenomenal. I mean, fantastic imagery, mostly in terms of lighting, framing of shots, and editing. The way he uses sunlight and shadows, in particular, is just awesome in this, especially during the daytime scenes. There's like this really stark contrast between like the blackness of shadows and the brightness of light, and it's within the same shots. It really pops, if you know what I mean. It looks great. And I think it's safe to say that most great-looking movies in general rely on vivid color, and at least nowadays, right? And we do get some of that here, but the emphasis on that contrast between light and dark is what really sticks out to me while watching this. It's pretty cool. It just feels different from most movies. Even that step framing technique that I hate is actually used quite well here. We're dealing basically story-wise with like a fractured story. You know, you're dealing with a guy who's, has some lost memories and stuff like that. But it's not insanely mind-bending or confusing. There's a little bit of ambiguity, of course, but I think most people will get the gist of this. The story is deceptively simplistic, actually, and everything comes together near the end, I think. Both of the main characters are likable, and the premise is actually interesting. At first I thought the title, M, was in reference to that classic film from like the 1930s. It's like considered one of the best films of all time, and it is very good. I have seen it. But I've also read articles that the director said that film was not a direct inspiration for this. But regardless, we have a visually striking mystery premise, kind of like that film, but this one infuses more of like an innocent romance backstory into it. And there are a handful of scenes that almost feel like a thriller or a horror movie. I got some references to The Shining, possibly, in terms of a writer who has a possible memory fracture, frequently visits a high-end bar with a mysterious bartender on the other side, stuff like that. But do not go into this expecting a thriller or a horror film. We just get a little sprinkling of that stuff in here. This is a bit of a genre bender. It sounds like a hodgepodge of stuff that I'm throwing at you, but it's just a fun movie to watch. There are no action scenes at all, and that's a good thing, because I don't like the way this director directs action, so that was good. I like that. The lead actor here is Dong-wan, who has played both good guys and bad guys. I tend to like his performances more when he plays the bad guy, stuff like Haunters or Kundo, but he's quite good in this one because he has like an emotional coldness to him for much of the film, and then a little bit of an inner warmth that comes through at certain points. Lee Yun-hee is the female lead, very likable, a little bit goofy on purpose, and she does well with some of the comedic elements. And then we have Hyo-jin, who kind of steals the show in a supporting role, who is the protagonist's current love interest. And her acting makes a significant impact even after the film ends. And she would go on to, of course, ascend to be one of the best actresses in Korea. The main warning I have about this movie is that it's a little bit strange, all right? There's a little bit of quirkiness in here, a little bit of a darkness vibe, but a lot of this stuff feels natural in a film that's this odd, you know what I mean? But if you enjoy visually striking, art house style mystery flicks that throw in a bunch of different genres at various points, and they have that mystery component at their core, you may enjoy this as much as I did. However, if you're in the mood for something more conventional, more straightforward, you might want to skip it for now. So apparently this did not do well at the box office. Like, the general public did not like this when it came out. And maybe one of the reasons why this director never directed a film after this. I mean, this came out in 2007, folks. And this director's been, like, off the grid since this movie came out. Now, I don't know if the movie itself killed his career or what, but it's kind of a shame because this is the best one I've ever seen from him, and I actually really enjoy it. Again, the visuals are just ridiculous. But in any case, this is one of those unusual Korean films that I'm recommending. It's not available streaming from what I've seen. You might be able to find it on like poor quality streaming, but you can't watch this movie in poor quality digital. I have the DVD that I recently purchased, and it looks really good even on DVD. So it's kind of difficult to find it because the title is a one-letter word, but you could get the Hong Kong DVD for like $10 on Yes Asia. I'll include a link in the description box below. It'll take you right to Yes Asia, and you can buy it real easy there. So, yeah, this one's a little weird, but if any of it sounded intriguing to you, I do recommend it. And let me know what you think if you decide to watch this. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.